This week on Dateline Schools, we're talking to Kathy Kish. She's a principal from Indian Woods Elementary School and also one of the finalists of Life Changer of the Year for the year 2019-2020 school year. And Kathy, I know one of the exciting things is they came and made a surprise presentation for you at Indian Woods. Tell us about that.
As it turns out, just like with the nomination, there were a whole lot of secrets and surprises to be had with this whole thing. And leading into, must have been about the end of February, I got a phone call that we were selected, Indian Woods was selected to host one of our district corporate sponsors. So we were going to have an all-school assembly scheduled to thank Wings, etc., for their contributions that they make to the district as a corporate sponsor, and specifically their work that they wanted to provide and gifts they wanted to provide for kids in March's Reading Month. So we were going to do this kickoff assembly at the very end of February to kick off March's Reading Month. And the day of the assembly, it was a snow day. So keep that in mind. So we move into the month of March. March has started, and again, I got the phone call. We're still going to go through with this. You know, we still want to honor Wings, etc. And we want to have this all-school assembly. And they told me when, which, you know, those were things that struck me as a little odd, but I was rolling with it. You know, so they said what day and when, and I said, well, that wouldn't work. Can we do it a different day? And like Keely Baraboo was the one in charge of doing this. And so she hung up and pretended to ask somebody, called me right back. No, that won't work. We have to do it on such and such a day at such and such a time. And I said, okay, no problem. So we set it up, and the building was ready to have this all school assembly. And the Harrisons, who are the owners of Wings, etc., I came into the building, and I was going to introduce them. And then I knew Mr. Kane was going to be there because he was going to thank them for their generous donation as well. And so we had that all planned. And so sure enough, the date rolled in, and it was toward the end of the school day. And I was being delayed. Like I was delayed in the office, and then I was delayed somewhere else. And I didn't know this was all purposeful, that they were setting up, sneaking people in. And so it's, so finally, I finally said to this teacher, I said, I'm so sorry. I have to go. I got to get this assembly going. So I ran down there. I kicked off the assembly. I introduced the Harrisons. I thanked them. I introduced Mr. Kane. He thanked them. And then all of a sudden, that things changed, and I was oblivious. I didn't know, you know, he was very thankful to the Harrisons and Wings, etc., but he very quickly made it known that he was there along with other representatives from our district to congratulate me on being named one of the 5 finalists. And I mean, there was a representative from National Life. There was a representative for Life Changer that had flown in on that snow day from Texas. He had flown all the way in and flew all the way back and flew all the way back. So this is a big deal. So yeah, and it was like, I mean, people, and I thought, well, they're making a big deal about March's Reading Month. I mean, there were film crews, there were photographers, there were reporters. I was clueless, other than thinking, wow, this, you know, being a corporate sponsor really garners a whole lot of attention in March's Reading Month. And, you know, it's a new school. We're doing a big kickoff, new school for me, Indian Woods, you know, so I thought this is how we celebrated March's Reading Month. And it really didn't click until they rolled out like a life-size banner and flowers. And it was like a version of Publishers Clearinghouse. I mean, that's how it was with reporters and cameras and celebrations and interviews. And yeah, it was like, I was like, I couldn't believe it. It took a while. I was clueless. I was absolutely clueless.
We'll be back with more tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry.